Some players squat down as they hit, which is why they never generate power. Your arm and body are disconnected. Today, let's discuss rhythm and coordinated power. In a match, do you ever feel like you just can't find the right timing? At higher levels, perfect technique isn't everything. The game becomes about rhythm, spacing, and using your entire body's power. Without proper body coordination, you might hit one powerful shot, but you'll lose consistency over 10 or 20 shots, your strokes will become unstable. But when you use your whole body, the kinetic chain, you don't need brute force. You can hit a winning shot with just 50 to 60% of your power. This allows you to play 50, even 80 shots with consistency and without losing control. As you advance, the game is all about consistency. A key factor for amateurs is simply getting one more ball on the table than your opponent. So, why do we tend to rush our shots when the ball comes? The backspin to topspin transition is where most errors occur. Let me demonstrate. Trying to hit the next ball too quickly after your loop. That's a classic example of rushing the shot. You don't rush a shot by choice in a match, it happens. We need to consciously use the time between shots. You need to use that split second between strokes to do something productive. For the backspin to topspin sequence, you should loop, then immediately adjust your body. That's how you stop rushing. Your rhythm will instantly improve. You should use that time to adjust your body, your position, and your rhythm. That's the purpose of that recovery phase. The common amateur mistake is to loop and then immediately rush the next shot, using only the arm to find the ball without any body adjustment. You're trying to reach for the ball with your hips and waist instead of your feet. Watch as I demonstrate a continuous rally. After my loop, notice how my body is constantly moving and adjusting. After your opening loop, to maintain a forehand or backhand attack, you must let your body lead your arm. Always use your body to lead your arm to maintain balance. Remember, after looping the first backspin ball, don't immediately use only your hand and arm for the follow-up shot. Instead, you loop, and then recover using your body to bring your arm back to position. Then, use your body again to drive the arm forward for the next shot. If you feel rushed, it's because you're too focused on just hitting the next ball. Use that time to practice your rhythm instead. Learning to let your body lead your arm after a loop is a skill that will benefit you for life. If you don't fix this, you'll only be able to handle one pace. If the opponent hits fast, you might connect, but if they slow it down, you'll be out of position. Most amateur errors aren't made on the final shot, but on the one before it. They create their own problems that break down the rally. For instance, you practice against heavy backspin all day, but when you serve it, you can't loop it up yourself. You finally manage to loop it, but without using your waist. After that weak shot, you completely miss the next, even if it's a high ball. Because you didn't rotate your body or adjust with your footwork, you end up missing easy kill shots. Okay, now let's talk about the backhand. Rushing on the backhand side often happens after you loop, see a slightly high ball, and get anxious to finish it. So, is there body movement in the backhand? Some players squat down as they hit, which is why they never generate power. Your arm and body are disconnected. Your body's direction of force must match your arms. Watch me, my body goes down, then up. My arm goes down, then up. They are synchronized. It's the same for a backhand loop, down, then up. Many amateurs do this. Your arm has finished the stroke while your body is still moving down. The directions are opposite, which kills your power. You manage to push the ball out, but your body is already collapsing backward. So how can we get our body and arm to coordinate better? It's simple. When your hand goes down, your body goes down. When your hand goes back, your body turns back. Forward with the hand, forward with the body. Let your hand guide the direction, and let your body provide the power. Wherever the hand needs to go, the body must get it there first. So for the first backhand loop, watch how my center of gravity lowers. Down, then up. Now they're synchronized. By coordinating this down-up motion, your hand and body will naturally generate power together. You don't even need much power, and the ball quality will be very high. That was only about 20% effort. That shot used about 60 to 70% power, and it allows you to lift the ball naturally and effortlessly. You won't feel like, I'm using all my strength, why won't the ball go over? The real issue is that your arm and body are disconnected. And your body is actually hindering your arm's ability to generate power, which causes many errors. Since today's lesson is about rhythm, what do you do on the second backhand shot after the initial loop? The biggest problem after the first backhand loop is a lack of recovery. You just hit and hit again. That's why you're making mistakes. What you need to do is loop. Then bring your body slightly back in, recoil. And then execute the next shot. This doesn't mean gluing the racket to your chest, but you can't let your arm get too far from your body and just block the ball. You'll have no power. Watch me, loop, then go. See? That's synchronized power. Watch my body, loop, then go. When you're synchronized, you won't rush the shot. After your loop, your body extends forward. You can't start the next shot while you're still in that extended state. Watch, loop, recover. Bring your body into a coiled, ready state. Then, when the ball comes, I execute the shot. That's the backhand rally rhythm. After you recover properly, you can actively generate your own power, because you should be on the offensive after your opening loop. Right, because your opponent is in a defensive position. If they counterloop, you can use their pace with a quick block. Look, go, recover, recover. Watch my body, it follows the ball. Go. Recover. Recover. The backhand recovery is different from the forehand. On the forehand, you use your body to rotate your arm back. On the backhand, bringing your body and arm inward acts as the rotation. You pull the arm back, then push it out for each shot. For an offensive shot, you must use your body. For a simple block or counter using their pace, a compact motion in front is fine. Now let's talk about the rally rhythm. The topspin rally rhythm is actually the easiest to master, much simpler than backspin. So why are our backhand rallies less consistent than our opponents? For example, in a match, after you serve, you're always anxious to attack the return with a high-quality shot. But you feel like you can't get any power into it. Let me ask you a question. After a sidespin topspin serve, what should your contact point be? On the rise, at the top of the bounce, or on the way down? If you said on the rise, that's the reason for your errors. You're rushing the shot. You can hit on the rise, but only when you're blocking or countering by using their pace. When you want to generate your own power, you must wait for the top of the bounce. Wait for the ball, then bang, at the peak. Hitting on the rise is for quick blocks and counters. This applies to both forehand and backhand. It's even true for pushing. See? A quick push on the rise uses their pace. The top of the bounce is for power shots. Bang, that's for active attacks. This applies to the backhand too. Bang. That's hitting at the peak. So what about hitting the ball as it's falling? That's for generating heavy spin. For a heavy backspin ball, I wait for it to drop, then I loop with heavy spin. So, your mistake is trying to generate power while also rushing the shot right after your serve. That's the root cause of your errors. Which contact point am I using here? That is on the rise. But looking at my shot just now, did it look like I was generating my own power? No, I was using the pace of the ball. It's all about redirecting their power. Let me show you in slow motion. See, I'm just blocking and countering. But even by using their pace, the returning ball is still very high quality. Why do pros do this? Because the ball is too low and fast to take a full swing. If your return is slow, they'll have time to take a full swing and smash it. But since you're playing against other amateurs, you should focus on having a proper backswing to generate your own power. So, in a standard backhand rally, you need to assess your opponent's level and adjust your rhythm accordingly. If your opponent likes to hit hard, then use their pace with a counter drive or block. When the ball comes, just use a quick counter using their pace. If they play soft and slow, and you can't find your rhythm, you often make an error on their soft return. Even on a slow ball like this, if I stand an arm's length from the table, the ball will still reach me. I don't need to rush. It will get here. See? Even from back here, I can still play the shot. Sometimes you don't need to step in, but you absolutely need to wait. So for a slow topspin ball, just wait for it. Wait until the ball gets close to your body before you start your stroke. Don't try to rush forward and hit it on the rise. If you want to take it early, you must step in with your feet first. If you do that, your rally ball will become much more stable. After your hook serve, if the return is fast, use their pace. If the return is slow, wait and generate your own power. Just like that, you win the point. Once you have this tactic, just practice your sidespin topspin serve. If they push it, the ball will pop up. If they attack it, it will go long. So, their only safe option is to block it back, which puts the rhythm of the point entirely in your control. With just this one tactic, plus a short push to the forehand and an attack down the line, you can reach an 1800 rating. Throw in a couple of surprise long serves, and if you don't get to 1800, come find me. If a player has bad rhythm, they can't execute a serve and attack strategy. You'll have even more trouble against backspin, because the returns will be inconsistent. What if they push heavy? What if they pop it up? What if it's slow? What if they push it long and fast? If you can adjust your rhythm for all of these, you'll be a fantastic player. When they push long and fast, you can use their pace to loop it. When they push slow and short, take a bigger backswing and generate power. If the ball is half long, step in, wait for it to drop slightly, and then attack. These are the main rhythms you'll encounter. For example, you can handle a high ball, but you often miss the unexpected half-high ones. I'm joking, but you have so much time you could almost squat down and wait for it before hitting. Seriously, after your serve, you have enough time to check a text message before hitting the return. All jokes aside, the main point is that you must control the rhythm when you play. I believe this lesson will be a huge help to you. This is even more important than learning a perfect technical form. Beginners work on technique. Advanced players work on adjustment, rhythm, and coordinated power. At the highest level, we play with strategy, psychology, and exploiting our opponent's weaknesses while maximizing our strengths. So, you can't get stuck obsessing over standard technique, constantly changing your form based on what different people tell you, while your level never improves. If you've been playing for 3 to 5 years and still can't hold a rally in a match, that's a problem.